All righty, Herman. So it has been great chatting with you off camera. We spoke a little bit about your experience, a little bit about the role itself. Now, I would love to go ahead and dig deeper when it comes to your professional experience that my client has full knowledge when it comes to your experience. So let's get started with this interview, Herman. Now, I would love for you to walk me through your experience when it comes to buying or purchasing, please.
Absolutely. So my introduction to the manufacturing and distribution sector started with industrial lighting products, which specializes in industrial electronics, industrial lighting in a warehouse office environment. That's where I became very familiar with buying, purchasing materials, establishing processes when it came to Kanban. How do we ensure that we don't run out of materials? From there, it progressed to managing, supervising an industrial manufacturing floor. And then from there, as the master scheduler with my most recent role with Knights Armament, specializing in design, engineering, and manufacturing military equipment for domestic and foreign organizations. I as the master scheduler, I held a lot of side of the business when it came to negotiations, when it came to procuring materials, setting par levels, target pars for our inventory levels to ensure that we kept production running, contract negotiations with our vendors to ensure that we get drive costs down to make more margins. So quite often I would go out to lunch or dinner with some of our vendors coming from Bulgaria to visit me here in Florida to talk negotiations, contracts, and things like that. So very, very, very familiar. And one of my favorite things that I do partake in when it comes to contract negotiations with vendors is ensuring that we create a competitive market to ensure costs are driven down.
Perfect, perfect. And that was very, very well said. So I appreciate that. You even mentioned the cost, right? We want to work with our clients when it comes to that. You mentioned materials as well. I would love to know what type of materials or products or services were you responsible for when it came to purchasing?
Absolutely. Again, Knights Armament is a military
Mhm.
equipment provider for
Oh,
as well. So, as the optics master
Herman, I
scheduler,
apologize.
primarily an
You
accessory to the weaponry,
you
it
broke up
primarily
on me.
consisted of electronic components, PCB boards, various different uh, assemblies within those within the optics accessory that attaches to the main unit. A lot of negotiations consisted of printable circuit boards. A lot of negotiations consisted of wiring. You won't believe how expensive just a 18 gauge, 22 gauge wires are in negotiations with industrial manufacturing facilities to, I guess you can say, seventh axis, fifth axis mill or product as well. So it's various different products when it comes to aluminum, when it comes to printable circuit boards, wires, even something as minimal as epoxy that attaches some of these components together within the accessory. So various different lenses, the whole nine yards are components within the optics unit.
Absolutely, and thank you for that there, Herman. Now, you mentioned that you've worked in industries such as manufacturing. What other industries have you worked in?
Primarily manufacturing,
Okay,
distribution, production operations. So it ranges from industrial manufacturing, mainly in the industrial sector.
perfect. Thank you for that. Now, how did you, because I can only imagine, right? The costs increase, they decrease. So how did you handle unexpected cost increases in the middle of a major project, let's say?
Oh, absolutely. So ideally, this is where, having that relationship, a good VP to fall under, to where he can project our incoming sales orders. So
Mhm.
if we have X amount of projected incoming sales orders, that order volume is essentially expected. So it's expected to ensure that we have capacity, materials, production wise, resource wise, the whole nine yards for the remainder of the year. So once our VP sets those projections, it's kind of like you plan accordingly. So you have a relationship with the vendors where you kind of find out what they foresee some of the supply chain challenges. So prices don't typically increase too often unless there's foreseeable supply chain increases. Being able to negotiate those supply chains contracts within a period of time with our vendors, ensuring that you essentially lock in your price for a period of time. Hey, we're gonna order these materials for X amount of time frame, quarters, years, the whole 9 yards. If you can ensure that there's under a 5% increase year over year, things like that, tracking some of the data history as well, from dating 7 years back to kind of get a projected price increase that's expected. And that's going to be your baseline, essentially. That's going to be your baseline when it comes to expected budgeting cost increases that you can budget into your, plan into your budget for the next incoming years. So there's a lot of different ways to ensure that we lock in the price. Contract negotiation for a period of time, making sure that price is locked in addition to ensuring that we can create a competitive market amongst the vendors, amongst our suppliers and things like that. So you have X amount of companies, 4, 5, 6 different companies that you request RFQs for, ensuring that, like I said, you want to create a competitive market amongst those 4 to 5 to 6 different vendors for that one component.
That's right. Perfect. That was beautifully said. Thank you for that. Now, I want to know, what do you enjoy the most out of working as a buyer or purchasing agent or purchaser? What do you enjoy about it?
Just the challenge of metrics, analyzing those metrics, so as a buyer supplier, you're managing your materials as opposed to managing the people, unless I'm a senior buyer, which that's definitely something I'm going to be looking for in the future. But like I said, typically a purchaser or a buyer, they kind of work with themselves, work on their computer, analyze the numbers. Their numbers are what they have to manage the most. And that's essentially what I like doing best about being a senior purchasing role or having that role.
Absolutely. And Herman, when are you looking to start a new role?
I'm open. The main thing I'm looking for now is finding a company that's going to be fit for me, in addition to me being fit for the company. So I have a next 3 to 5 year goal, and I want to make sure the company is ensuring that I can achieve that goal. I'm currently in the process of seeking a senior role over the next 3 to 5 years to make some of those business decisions with the assistance of others as well. And I'm looking to fulfill that role. So I definitely see myself being in a senior leadership role within the next 3 to 5 years. And that's going to be my expectations of the company, in addition to expectations of myself as well.
Absolutely. Well, Herman, I appreciate that. Hopefully we can get you to achieve your goal that you're looking to achieve in the next 3 to
Absolutely.
5 years with the perfect client, right?
Absolutely.
So it has been great chatting with you so far, Herman. I'm going
Likewise.
to go ahead. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, but don't hang up on me quite yet. I would love to continue chatting with you off the grid here.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.